This is NDTV. And you're watching Ndtv-Hindu.
Well, a very good evening and welcome to Headlines Now with me, Ashmit. And of course, this is the 30 minutes of news that gets you all the updates that you need to know about. And in news just coming in, the SMK Formula College is sitting on top of explosive anger of the students and a very short fuse. As a fallout of the protest in the Anetra school suicide case, faculty nearly failed the whole batch. Furious students have in fact locked up their professors in the college, demanding fair treatment. Is this youth activism or rage gone berserk? Krishna, our reporter, is on the ground zero. He'll of course be getting us all the updates. Now moving on, ahead of the polls, kingmakers can often be notorious players in the political arena that keep the leading parties on the edge and political experts guessing. But has the PMK gone too far, and will the distancing tactic really boomerang back on their face? We'll of course be getting you the insights in this political game. And also, the Central Crime Branch is targeting the mighty BCCI and its officials in the ongoing IPL investigations. Salim, our crime reporter, will get us the inside story exclusively on NDTV-Hindu. And finally, the fight for justice for Divya continues. The Madras High Court has denied bail and dispatched the 4 accused lecturers to the Portal prison. Our senior correspondent Peer Mohammed has been tracking the latest on that story. We'll get to all of these developing stories in just a bit, but first, let's take a look at the top stories at this hour. First, they snubbed the DMK and now they don't know where to turn. Ramados's PMK is now crying for an SOS. Opposition parties go ballistic on the price rise issue, announce massive protests on the 8th of February. Will young Divya, who committed suicide because of her lecturer's insensitivity, get justice? Madras High Court dismisses the lecturer's bail plea. NDTV-Hindu's investigation in Cuddalore reveals more skeletons in the school's closet. Students say that they are beaten up for silly reasons. After Amma, now the BJP bats for fishermen. Sushma Swaraj visits the grieving families of fishermen in Nagapattinam, hits out at the government for inaction.
But the Indian government is responsible for the killings of our fishermen of Tamil Nadu.
Sources reveal that the Central Crime Branch is eyeing the BCCI in the IPL case. We have exclusive information. Time now for a quick glance at stories coming in from across the states and the country. Telecom Minister Sibal puts the 2G blame on the NDA government, says that the lapses in the telecom policy began in 2003. Former TRI chairman Pradeep Baijal is likely to be arrested tomorrow, CBI sources tell NDTV. Today is the deadline set for Mubarak's exit. The cries for his removal gain momentum in Cairo. The BJP attacks the Prime Minister for the leak of the SIT report, criticizing Modi. They demand a probe. Dada could miss out on the IPL action as IPL Governing Council crushes Kochi's last bid to sign up the Southpaw. Now, students at the SMK Formula Institute seem to be on a warpath with the faculty members. Now, this of course comes after the Anetra suicide students which saw huge protests by the students of that college. Now, as a result, as a fallout of that college, what apparently has happened is that the professors have come down really harshly on the students by nearly failing an entire batch of students. Now, the students obviously have been enraged by this development. They went to the professors seeking answers. They haven't found any answers so far. The professors tried to use delaying tactics in order to gain some breath, some leeway for about 2 days. What has really happened is that the students have locked up their professors in the school, and story is developing, and this is happening as we speak. The professors are locked up in a room of the SMK Formula Institute. Our reporter Krishna is there, and he's joining us from ground zero over the phone line now. Now, Krishna, if you can hear me, can you give us a sense of the situation there right now? I understand that nearly 700 students have locked up their professors. Can you tell us more about that? Krishna, if you can hear me at this point, 700 students have really locked up their professors. Tense nerves there. Can you give us an update on the situation, at the nerves over there? Right, we'll try to get back to Krishna on that. He's of course our reporter. He's been tracking that situation. Now, if I can remind you, these are of course visuals that we have that we did. These are previous visuals of protests which students had conducted as a result of Netra's suicide. Now, she had claimed that she was committing suicide due to, again, harassment on part of the lecturers because she was seen getting close to a male counterpart. So that really did not go down too well with the faculty members. And the resultant protests saw again tense nerves prevailing in the college, which in turn have led to the professors giving very low marks to the students there, which has really enraged and again infuriated the students of this college. They again went back to the professors demanding more answers, demanding answers as to why they have been nearly failed, and a whole batch nearly has been failed. So because of this, they are really protesting and have, in the latest update, have locked up their professors. So this is not a sight out of a movie. This is not visuals out of a theatre play. This is again developments as we speak happening at the SMK Formula College. And joining us live right now from Ground Zero is Krishna, our reporter, who's been tracking this story. Now, Krishna, again, seems almost out of a movie at this point. 700 students locking up their professors, demanding answers as to why they have been nearly failed. Can you give us a sense of the situation that is prevailing there right now?
Well, Ashmit, around 700 students of SMK Former Institute of Technology in Kelambakam have locked up all their lecturers, including the college correspondent over here. Now, these students had given their internal exams in the month of July last year. It was around the same time that one of the college students, Anitra, had committed suicide, allegedly because she was harassed by her college lecturers. Now, at the same time, college students protested, demanding justice for Anitra. The college did warn them at that time that they would pay a heavy fine for this, for protesting. Now, their results came out in the month of January this year, and most of the students found out that around 90%, 92% of the students were failed in the internal exams, and they demand. Now, these students again started demanding justice. They wanted to know answers as to why they were failed in the internal exams. The college management did agree that they were fined. They were failed in their exams because they protested against college demands. So these students started protesting today. They demanded answers. However, the college refused to answer them, give a clear comment on why they were failed. So these students decided not to allow any of their lecturers outside, including the college correspondents, until their issues are resolved. Following this, the management got together. They decided that they will talk to Anna University regarding this. However, the students refused to allow the lecturers outside because they felt that once the lecturer goes out of the college, they'll never get a proper solution to their demands. So it's kind of a virtual deadlock over here. All the students have gathered at the college premises and are refusing to allow the lecturers to go outside. Ashmit?
Right, Krishna. So at this point, with the lecturers being locked up inside a single room, I'm sure they must have been making calls to their worried families at this point. Any word on that front? Whether a crowd has collected near the situation, what the situation is like? Any word from students themselves? What exactly are they demanding?
Well, exactly right now, the lecturers did call up their relatives, and most of them have arrived over here and are waiting outside the college.
Right, we seem to have lost our caller there again. Some disturbance, but nonetheless, that is the situation that Krishna has been tracking. The professors have been locked up by the students, and students, that's allegedly because nearly 92% of the students of that particular batch have been nearly failed in their internal examination. So really, students have been infuriated there. Again, a short fuse is what they're dealing with. Now, the professors have called for aid, have called for their family members. But again, we'll try to establish contact again to get a better idea of the situation on Ground Zero. It is looking very tense right now. Very nervous moments, these for students and professors of SMK Formula. We'll keep track of that. Let's move ahead now. For how long can a cat keep sitting on the fence? That's the one question at this hour in terms of political connotations. At some point, it would be right or left. But the fence sitter in Tamil Nadu politics, the PMK, it seems, cannot do both. Having hurt the DMK chief's ego and also closing options with the AIDMK, will the PMK now continue to keep sitting on the fence, not knowing which way to go? Sources say that Anbami Ramados is now hoping that his rapport with the Congress President Sonia Gandhi will work wonders and she will hear his SOS call. Let's take a look.
அதெல்லாம் வந்து எத்தனை தொகுதி எல்லாம் முடிவாயிடுதா என்னெல்லாம் கேட்டாங்க அதெல்லாம் இன்னும் முடிவாகலன்னு தான் சொன்னேன் நான் வேற வந்து திமுக கூட்டணியில் இல்லைன்னு நான் சொல்லல.
A foot in mouth leads to no alliance in hand, at least in Tamil Nadu politics. S. Ramadas, the founder of the PMK, is now apparently very insecure. Having hurt the DMK chief's ego, the PMK has only made it difficult to get into an alliance with the DMK Congress combined. An alliance with the AIADMK is unlikely, with Vijaykanth and his DMDK team inching closer. On Sunday, the DMK chief in New Delhi called the PMK its ally ahead of the assembly polls. An overconfident PMK neither confirmed nor denied the alliance with its friend-turned-foe. The 86-year-old chief minister ensured he gave a fitting reply.
சந்தர்ப்ப சூழல்கள் அவர்கள் சார்பில் பொறுப்பிலே உள்ளவர்கள் எங்களிடம் உள்ள தொடர்புகள் இவற்றை வைத்து பாமகவும் திமுக கூட்டணியில் இடம்பெறக்கூடும் என்பதை டெல்லியிலே அனுமானமாக கூறியது. அதே பாட்டாளி மக்கள் கட்சி தலைவர் மறுத்திருக்கிறார் என்பதை நானும் டெல்லி பத்திரிகைகளை பார்த்தேன்.
Sources say Anbumani Ramadas is planning an SOS meeting with Sonia Gandhi. But convincing her won't be an easy task given their recent estrangement in 2009 when the party joined the AIADMK for an alliance for the Lok Sabha polls. The PMK's share of votes is a little more than 5%. The Patali Makkal Katchi is now desperate to shake hands with the Congress party. The party is a splitsvilla with some think tanks within completely against a few decisions taken by the party in the past which have completely gone wrong. Apparently, its vote share is inversely proportional to its confidence or perhaps complacence, which has only reduced its bargaining power. Even before the ego issue broke out, the DMK, the ruling party, apparently did not offer more than 18 seats to a PMK which was asking for about 50 seats. In Chennai, Radhika Iyer, NDTV.
Well, speaking about political configurations and permutations, AIADMK General Secretary Jayalalitha, MDMK Chief Vaiko, CPM State Secretary G. Ramakrishnan, CPI State Head D. Pandian and other allies today announced that a joint agitation against the fuel price hikes and the 2G scam. The protests are slated for the 8th of this month. Now, the leaders cried out that the fuel prices have been hiked 7 times already in the last 6 months. Now, raking up the 2G issues as well, the scam allegations also featured prominently in their criticisms. And AIADMK Chief Jayalalitha announced fresh protests at Chayar in Tiruvannamalai on Sunday to demand a JPC probe into the 2G scam. Now, she alleged that the first family of Tamil Nadu were directly involved, citing the Neera Radia tapes. Now, she argued that such connections would come out only if a JPC probe is conducted. She said that the UPA government cannot ignore the demand for a JPC probe any longer. Well, not to be outdone, the ongoing slugfest in the political arena, the Congress has unleashed its own gladiator, Kapil Sibal. While commenting on the findings of the one-man Justice Party Commission, the new telecom minister alleged that the roots of the scam can be traced back to the NDA regime. Now, citing the report, Sibal pointed out that all the decisions on spectrum from 2003 were non-transparent. Now, Sibal said that the NDA will have to answer these questions.
शुरुआत तो उन्होंने की कि जो मंत्रीगण उस कैबिनेट में बैठे थे उन्होंने कैसे इसको अलाउ किया। ये बड़े गंभीर सवाल उठते हैं और शायद आने वाले दिनों में जो लोग आज आरोप लगा रहे हैं उनको जवाब देना पड़ेगा।
And well, even as the spectrum larger is firmly within the grasp of the CBI, the investigating agencies are gaining momentum as they scout for next targets. Next on the radar, according to sources, is the former TRAI chairman Pradeep Baijal, who served during the period.